So Tiger, what you thought on this? Like how we can mitigate this, root causes of conflicts?
Yeah, thank you very much, Sachin, and thank you, Hadu and Anastasia. I really do agree with what's been shared already. Just a bit more about myself, first and foremost. My name is Tiger Rai, and I'm here as a representative of IAYSP, which is the International Association of Youth and Students for Peace. We have an amazing, beautiful, talented team, some of whom are in the room today. I hope you can meet and network with them soon after this. But yeah, we essentially focus on exactly what Hadu was referring to. Character education and service projects, giving youth the values and the opportunities to put those into practice, to understand how they can contribute to building a better world. So when addressing the root cause of conflict, I think for me, the most pertinent thing to say is we need to be proactive rather than reactive in our approach. Quite often with the array of conflicts that are going on in the world today, it's very common to see demonstrations, right? People protesting, and rightfully so. I think it's most definitely important to stand up and condemn that which is wrong, and the violence that we're seeing across the world, right? But ultimately, we need to focus on what it is that we can change, to look ahead of the timeline, to look at the bigger picture, so we stop the conflicts of the future. And that's where it comes to education, as Hadu referred to. I think we need to first ask, why is it that people go to war? I believe there are two main reasons. Number one, greed, right? Seeking to obtain something that is not yours. And number two is a grievance. For example, wanting to reclaim something which previously was yours, right? But ultimately, both of these are internal issues. These are things which must be addressed within ourselves, right? If I am content with who I am and what I have, then I will not seek to take from others, right? So it all starts within ourselves. We like to say this in YSP, we summarize it with our phrase, peace starts with me. Peace starts with you, Sachin. Peace starts with each and every one of us here in this room, understanding that we have a personal responsibility to contribute to building a better world, and not simply demanding things of others, but knowing that we should focus on that which is within our own realm, our sphere of control, and understanding how we can empower others to do the same. So I don't want to just share concepts or ideas, but a little bit more about my experience and how I've seen this in my own life. So funnily enough, once upon a time, I was a very overweight, depressed, anxious teenager, and I didn't have peace within myself, right? We talk about conflict. How about inner conflict? How many of us woke up this morning and hit snooze when our alarm went off, right? I think this is something we all experience each and every day, right? We are constantly at a war within ourselves to do the right thing. So essentially, how could I focus on loving my neighbor when I didn't love myself? I was facing such deep conflict, struggling with bad habits, addictions that were dragging me down. But once I addressed that, once I started to work on myself, I started going to the gym, working on my diet, reading self-help books, this kind of thing. This is when I elevated myself to the level where I could look into my community and so I could contribute to building peace with those around me, right? So this actually led to me becoming a police officer. I served with the London Metropolitan Police Force for 2 years. And in that role, I observed conflict every single day. I'm sure you can imagine. Conflict in the streets, conflict in people's homes. Domestic violence was something which I dealt with multiple times a day. But I can tell you, I'm still, of course, far from perfect, a work in progress, but having gotten myself to a certain level, I could think about peace, not just beyond myself, but within the community around me.
In the proactive approach, looking at the bigger picture, we need to stop our greed and look for the small things. And there are a couple of personal responsibility that we have to play in the community, so that's how we have peace at our own level. Thank you for that amazing, points.